but it's time for you to make plans for a new beginning. There are things that you are being shown right now that you must not turn your heart to stone against. Hi, my name's Dee and welcome to Sunchild Tarot. Now this is a reading for Aries, Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, North Node, whatever area of your birth chart that you want to focus on. Now my readings have a past and a present. So if the past and the present don't fit, and we'll get to those, then the reading is not for you. Don't just take little bits of it. It's a whole thing. Now, there's a link in the description for you to figure out your sun, moon, well, you know your sun, but your moon, rising, ascendant, north node, etc., signs. And you may have already seen that I do Aries sun with moon or rising sign. I'm working through Taurus at the moment, and I've already done Scorpio. Obviously, the next one will be Sagittarius. So keep your eye open for those. Now, in a general reading, bear in mind, roles can be reversed, timing's not absolute, all these details, same as every reader will tell you, down in the description. But if you hear something that you think, that's not me, that's the person who's in my life, fine, that's the person who's in your life. You know, it's simple as that. Now, when clients come to me, I like them to have a question in their mind. I don't want to know what it is. This is YouTube, you can't tell me. But pause the video if you have to, spend a moment, think about all the questions that are floating around you at the moment. Pick on one of them. Focus on one of them. Focus, because energy in, energy out. But be aware of all the others, because the cards will answer what they please and not what you and I think are the best idea. And on that matter, if you are ready, I will bring the cards up. So, if the computer will let me. So, to explain my reading, a relevant past. So, not the recent, but relevant, where you've learned lessons that are affecting your behavior right now. The present, sort of recent past, very close future, the present, but the present. A potential future to grab or to avoid. These four at the bottom are like astrological forces or energetic lessons you're going to go through, piles of oracle cards, and the sidebar from the Celtic Cross with a final outcome card at the top, and we'll discuss that as it goes on. But working purely from the bottom of the decks and this one oracle card that flipped over, which is the waning crescent from the Moonology Oracle, realization. And the fact that it's waning, I mean, as I record this, we're coming up to the new moon. I can never say that, new moon. But you're going through some form of initiation at the minute. It's almost like your weaknesses have been highlighted and it's causing you a lot of pain and a lot of distress. It's your weak point has been hit and you are very anxious about this, or you're very anxious about your weak point about to be hit. But there is life after your weak point has been hit. The time now is to deal with these anxieties because you're coming into your own power. Okay, so that's the overview. And at the moment, you are on fire. You are forging ahead. You have some form of mission that is bringing change on around you, and luck appears to mainly be going in your way, although I rather feel that it doesn't. When I say luck appears, I will say luck is going mainly in your way, but it might not appear like it's going in your way, going to your benefit, because there's a lot of stuff that you're having to fight off and fend off at the moment. You're feeling quite defensive, and it's almost like you're trying to freeze other forces that are around you, whether that's the actions of other people or a financial force, whatever. But it's time for you to make plans for a new beginning. There are things that you are being shown right now that you must not turn your heart to stone against. Okay, let's have a look at the recent past. Let's see what's leading up to the current situation. So, you were following your intuition from a grounded place. Right. You've been looking after your home life. You've been looking after what is yours. You've been building and nursing what is yours at the moment in a slow and steady fashion. And your intuition has been the one that said, right, pay attention to you at the moment. And I feel that there is sacrifice that you have needed to make to focus in on finding hidden treasures within yourself. But yeah, things started moving fast then, and they've been moving fast recently. So no wonder you're reacting quite so fast as you are at the moment. I don't feel like you're cutting somebody out with that Nine of Swords. I feel very much like you have a laser sharp focus on your mission. But I think your mission, whatever it is going to undergo some form of transmutation, because you're heading one way and you think one place is your destination, and all of a sudden you're going to realize that something else is your destination. Because there has been clarity that has been given to you recently. Clarity in the matter of relationships, clarity in the matter of love. And I think there's an element of you wanting to ignore some of that, and you wanting to turn your heart to stone from that. But you need to dive into the underworld, because you have been taken into the underworld recently. I don't think you liked it. You didn't like the feeling of someone pushing you along, someone steering you. And when I see someone, I mean spirit, it's almost like you're doing, what am I doing here? This is not where I wanted to be. This is not what I wanted to do. I don't like it. As simple as that, I don't like it. But you've learned so much about yourself and about your own personal power in this process. So where we're heading to is very much a grounding of those insights that you've recently been given into the real world. But yes, there is change coming. There is a dream coming that logically you can work out right now, but you don't feel it yet. But you are going to feel it. You are going to be inspired to bring this into the real world. So yeah, there's been some revelation about yourself that circumstance or spirit, same thing, has pointed out to you, and you've been left, or I don't want to say spinning plates, but you've been left with a laser sharp focus. Whether that laser sharp focus is partly, let's get the hell on out of here because I want to be there, and you're going to get there, but when you get there, the there itself is going to change. I think there's a lot of up is down and black is white going on for you at the moment, whereas you've tried to be one thing because you were thinking that that's who you are. You're going to realize that you've been trying to be that thing because it's something about yourself that you've wanted to not be. And what the Temperance card and Oshumare here is saying is, no, it's time. Be who you are. Be, don't turn your heart to stone. Yeah, you might feel defensive, but that's fine. You're birthing a whole new part of you, or a whole new, I don't want to say part, I want to say version, a whole new incarnation. You're Doctor Who going through a regeneration. There's, because there is a gateway that you will be passing through Two of Cups. Okay, so Two of Cups, always positive. So whether this is a unity of and I like to have a camera just flashed then when I said that. The Two of Cups is all showing a unity, and I'm getting definitely a unity of two sides of yourself in with that. There is the being who you are, because previously you have been reacting against something about who you are, whereas now you're accepting that part of who you are and bringing the who you wanted to be and who you are in your nature together so that you can be both. And that I want to say there, the whole is greater than the sum of the parts. I think I got the saying right. Because yeah, you feel that there's a burden coming on, but there's something being stolen from you. Whether it's something that you have stolen from yourself, this is being returned to you, and you are actually achieving healing from this. It's something, I wouldn't be surprised if this is something that you've stolen from yourself. You know, you've been reacting against something to say, this is who I am because I don't want to be that. And now you're being confronted with the that you don't want to be, but you are. Or part of you is, or that is in your nature. I'm not going to say it's all of you, but I'm going to say that it is part of you. But I don't like separating it out from the rest of you. But you have also been the person that you've been trying to be, because you've been quite successful at being the person that you're trying to be. So you can be both, and you can form a synergy of the two of them. And yeah, it's a burden, but there's healing through this. So let's see what this is certainly supported by the astrology of December. Yeah, you are going to need strength to cut through some of the illusions that you have been subjecting yourself to. But there is a fire of transformation coming, and your high tower that you have built for yourself, this is not a tower moment, but the tower is going to come crashing down through its internal pressures, where you're fighting against a bit of you and being the opposite when you're not supposed to be one thing or another. You were guided to fight against that part of your nature, to experience what it was trying to be the opposite, and now you bring the two together, and it is time. Wheel of Fortune. In this deck, the Fates. But as long as you are looking within, this is going to lead you on a very big path. If you are constantly a victim of this battle, and you're just trying to plod on regardless, that isn't going to be, the best plan. It's going to be more like you will be wishing for things that had been, rather than moving forward and accepting what things are. But there is change coming. So what has guided you to act this way? There was something that was shown you in the past. But it's something that you wanted to cut out. It was something that you felt you needed the strength to walk away from and to ignore, even though it had a warm feel of home, but you didn't like it. That's what I'm getting from these. Because you had such a stable base at the time, but there was this one thing that you were presented with. You just went, whoa, no. I'm not going there. I'm not doing that. I'm not touching that. I'm not thinking that. I'm not saying that. I'm not acting like that. No. And you had to plan how you were going to move away from that. You were relying very much on your own powers. You made a lot of decisions, harsh decisions, to stick to this, even though there was part of you in need at the time. It's interesting. So moving more into the present, some of those questions, presentations have come back up to you. And again, there's that feeling of home and community, but it's burning away some of the again, I don't want to say illusions, rules that you have made for yourself. And you've had to sacrifice bits of yourself to actually listen to your intuition. But like I said, you've been given your own little underworld journey, your own little bit of realization. So a potential future to grab or avoid. Because you've had, let's just go into the astrology, you've had you have been looking within, you have been spending that time, but you've been soldiering on through it, and you've been trying to stick to your previous rules, but I don't think that your previous rules still apply, because the world is changing around you, and it's not the world that's changing around you, it's you that's changing because you're bringing these two bits together. But previously you ignored the options that were put in front of you, and there's a lot in here about identity. There's a lot also in here about striving force. I could say that there's quite a lot in there about questioning sexuality as well, but that's only one aspect of it, to be honest. There's it's not who am I attracted to, who do I want to be with, how do I want to live my life, how do I want to be perceived. It's more of a, what is the essence of me? And it's about, although sexuality could be one aspect that this could be applied to, it could also be, am I a builder? Am I a carer? Am I a protector? Am I someone who belongs in a crowd? Am I someone who belongs to be stood on my own? Can I do both? And the answer that these cards are saying is, whatever the two aspects of yourself that you are trying to balance, you can do both. You can do both. You just need to stop them fighting one another. You need to release the revulsion of one side of you because you're so set on the other side of you. Because if you do not listen to your intuition, then you can cause upset with yourself, with your own self-image, and with others that are around you. And you may find that there will be some form of price that you will have to pay. For you to protect what it is that you've already built. And I don't think you need to protect what you've already built. You need to add to what you've already built with the stuff that you've been ignoring or pushing away. But there is wish fulfillment ahead for you if you are concentrating on yourself. And there is slow but sure progress where you will be protected across stormy waters, where you will be guided forward, because it's almost like you have an option of bringing something into reality that you don't feel is, do I want that? Do I want to bring that? The part of me is on fire at this image, and the other part of me goes, what a load of nonsense. So yeah, you've got to balance the two things. But there's numerous thoughts that you have learned to have over the years that you need to question them all, and maybe you need to destroy all of them and see what is left. because like I say, there's the you that you've built yourself to be, in rejection of a part of you. There's the you that you are that has that part of you, but the part built from rejection is just as much part of you as the bit that you were rejecting. So you've got to bring those two together. If anything, if this reading is about anything, it's initiation and synergy. That Two of Cups is bringing the. I did see a Two of Cups, didn't I? I've forgotten where it is now, but I know I've seen a Two of Cups. Yeah, no, I've completely lost it. Oh well, wherever I saw it. But yes, other people are seeing you heading forward with a new strength and a new fire in your step. They are seeing that you are healing, for want of a better word. There may be things that you are not entirely seeing right now, and they're aware that you're under quite a little bit of stress. But here we have Jason fighting the Minotaur, and I want to say that I'm feeling from this Ten of Cards, the torment is coming to an end. You are both Jason and the Minotaur. That Minotaur is that bit of you that you've locked away. You've locked it away in a labyrinth because you didn't really want to touch that with a barge pole. But you can bring those two things, those two aspects of yourself together. Because to be quite honest, that Minotaur aspect is useful. It's not, I won't go as far as to say, there's that Two of Cups. I knew it was there somewhere. There's, it's not just a shadow self thing. It is a quality that will be useful, that you will profit from bringing forward. Well, I mean, you would profit from bringing any shadow self thing forward, but you know what I mean. You're worried that this new dream is something that would basically you think it could all go horribly wrong, but it really could upend your world. And yes, it really could upend your world, but that's in a good way. It can reconcile you with aspects of yourself and with people that you will benefit from being reconciled with, and there will be great honor in you accepting this part of yourself. So the future, because I'm on 20 minutes already, these are supposed to be shorter readings. Nine of Cups, wish fulfillment, although you won't necessarily like the cost. So that is telling me that if you stick with the who you are and leave that Minotaur locked in the labyrinth, you won't be satisfied with what you receive at the end. Whereas the other option is bring it into a grounded reality and understand your history. That's something that I want to say from this earlier thing. You need to understand that history. You need to understand that whatever it was you were shown when you was younger, you were too young. Simple as that. You were too young. And no wonder you reacted like you did, but you were too young. But now you're looking at it through a more mature eyes, because enlightenment, as typified on this Eight of Pentacles by Yusuf Rafakal, can come your way, and you can express your power in the world by accepting this side of your nature, or this experience out of your nature, that you've rejected in the past, because there is success coming your way. Right, let's see what the the Angel of Faith. I have faith that goodness and joy are mine now and forever. This is a good path for you. You're happy being the person you have crafted already. Now, your next task is to be happy to having faith in the person that you are as well. Whether this is dealing with some old trauma, whether this is dealing with something that you wanted to do and never did, or dealing with something that you've wanted to do now but wouldn't have wanted to do at that age, or whether it's have faith in the person you have built yourself to be, and have faith in the person that you are, including those darker bits, including that Minotaur. Be bold and make the first move. There is movement. You are launching your journey. I'm detecting a theme here. Yeah, it's time for you to fly. You have to be letting go of the denial and the sense of abandonment, because you are, where is it that you are being called to journey to? And it's a whole new destination for you. There is two of the cards wanted to come out, the goddess oracle. Athena, inner wisdom. You know what to do. Trust your inner wisdom and take appropriate action without delay. Goddess of wisdom, goddess of war. And Ishtar, boundaries. Another version of Athena in a way. Love yourself enough to say no to others' demands on your time and energies. So this is something where you need to look in upon yourself. Hope, love and acceptance. Love is yours. Recognize your divine worth. Choose loving thoughts. Now, if that ain't about healing that rift between you and your own personal Minotaur, I don't know what is. But you have been going through that desert that you fear that your dreams may end up being a desert, because you are being sent on a vision quest to get your own wisdom. But you have discovery to the door of your own personal healing and happiness. Now, if that doesn't all tie together, I don't know what does. So if the reading means anything to you, Aries, if it's not too personal, comment down below. In the meantime, have a look at my channel. There's playlists of Aries, Aries Sun, Aries with this, Aries with that. And the playlists will slowly populate themselves. But in the meantime, have a great month. You've got a lot of hard work ahead of you. But this could really, really be fun. It's going to be uncomfortable at first, but so are many things. By the end of it, you're going to be, oh, I'm so glad I did this. I am so glad I took the first step in this direction. Okay, cheers.